Hey y'all, my name is Alexis and I'm the realest realtor you will ever meet and the best. So how I grew up in poverty. Like I grew up in the west end of Atlanta before it was gentrified. And everybody was broke. Like ain't nobody had no money, ain't nobody owned shit, ain't nobody like I didn't even know that type of thing existed amongst black people. Like I was on the side, people were wondering where they were gonna stay, wondering where they were gonna eat, wearing hand-me-downs. Like I was never really exposed to black wealth. And by black wealth, I don't mean people who have nice shoes, have nice clothes, have nice cars. That's not wealth to me. I'm talking about people who own shit. I've never been around people who own their homes, own real estate, invest in real estate, are just investors, like whatever, even if it's not just real estate, just wealth, period. I've never been around that. So in my small mind, in my small world, I just assumed it was all across the board for black people. Like black people just weren't wealthy people. And then when you listen to the news and you hear these statistics and you're following this narrative on top of not being exposed to it, you begin to believe things are not obtainable for black people, or black people really just don't have shit, or all the odds are stacked against black people and black people just cannot overcome it. We're just doomed. Like that's the type of shit I grew up believing, because that's the only type of shit I was exposed to. But I've also come to see like that is a myth. Black people do own shit. Black people, there is so much wealth in the black community, and I feel like if we were to know that narrative, stick to that narrative, then we could repeat that, we could duplicate that. But because this narrative that's being pushed is the complete opposite, that's what we want to fall on. That's what we want to use to make excuses for ourselves. That's what we want to use to play victim. That's what we use so that we don't have to hold ourselves accountable. In order to really see this, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to, if your comfort zone was mine, like poverty and shit, but if you already know this, of course, but in order to really see this, you have to get outside of the small world that you've been in. For example, now anybody who knows me knows I'm not religious, but I do read the Bible. I have read it, and I read it because I know how to take those stories, those fables, and apply the lessons to them. I don't take it literal. But Abraham had to pack his shit and get the fuck away from his family, all his friends, all of that shit, to be great. He stepped into a whole different world that he didn't even know. And I feel like we have to do the same thing. Take that lesson and run with it, because everybody don't want to come up out of that. Some people like using that as a crutch and using that as an excuse. But it's so many people who want to go further. Go. You gotta get away from that shit. You gotta leave behind the things that are holding you back. Get away from the shit that is no longer serving you. And then for a while, I struggled so bad with this because I love to help people. My name is Alexis, and it literally means helper and defender of mankind. So I've always just felt like, okay, I want to help in any way I can. I want to help in any way I can, even at the expense of my own self. So it's like I came into real estate with that same mindset. Like, I want to help my people. I want to help people who come from where I come from, who had it like I did, who were at a disadvantage like I was. But honestly, y'all, I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to do that. That shit is draining as fuck. It's like for a minute, when I came to that realization, I felt like a sellout. Like I felt like I was turning my back on my people. Like, okay, I'm finna get somewhere in life. I'm leaving y'all behind. I always said I would not be that person. Like the person to turn my back on the people who I feel like need help the most. But change your perspective. The people who need help the most are not always the people who won't help the most. And it's the saying, you can lead a horse to water all day long, but you cannot make him drink it. And that's what I found myself doing. Like I'm wanting more for you than you want for yourself. And at this point, it's a problem. Like, I can't want it more than you do. You have to want it. You have to want to get out of your situation. You have to stop wanting to play victim and become victor. You have to do it. And it's like, it's not impossible. Like, we have all these excuses. The government did it. White people did it. Da 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 da. And I'm not saying all those people aren't guilty for what the fuck they did, but if we got all these black people over here who came out of that shit in spite of all of those excuses that we're using for why we're still behind, then it gotta be a way out. That's how I'm thinking. It gotta be another way. Like, it gotta be some way I can put these excuses to the side, or some way I can overcome every single one of these obstacles, because people before me did it. It's people still doing it right now. Like, it can't be impossible because I'm watching it be done. And if it can be done once, it can be done twice, and again and again. And that's the narrative I'm choosing to follow. That's the journey I'm choosing to follow, because the other side isn't getting me nowhere. Blaming other people, waiting for other people to fix my shit, that I'm gonna be waiting my whole life. I'm gonna waste my whole fucking life. I'm gonna enjoy my life. It is written in stone. It is written in the stars. It is written wherever. God wrote it, I wrote it. It's bound to happen. I'm gonna get the most out of this life, and I don't give a fuck about racism. I don't give a fuck about redlining. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, because how I see it, I chose this life. Before I got here, I came here for a reason. I came here for my soul's growth, for my soul's maturity, for my soul to experience so many things. And before I got here, I planned all of that out. So I know each and everything that I come across. I already knew about it. And if I knew about it before I got here, it's something in me that can overcome it. It's something in me that's able to get past all of that shit and be the great ass Alexis I know I came here to be. I knew about this government before I got here. I knew about the war on poverty before I got here. I knew about about racism and all of the shit against black people before I got here, and I still chose to come here melanated as fuck. So I think we should stop playing on all of the things that are against us and realize who the fuck we are. Realize all the power that lies inside of us, waiting to be unleashed, waiting to be discovered. But nobody can bring it out but us. We're not waiting on nobody but ourselves. You're not waiting on a savior. You're not waiting on God. As a matter of fact, God, the Most High, whoever you believe in, is waiting on you. It's waiting on you to get your mind right. It's waiting on you to get your shit together. And the faster we do that, the faster we come up. And I'm not trying to come up by myself, but I will. I want my community to come with me. I love my people, but my people, we have got to do better. We have so much in us. We are so fucking powerful, and I hate saying that because everybody just say that, but it's so true. Like, black people are some of the most powerful people on this planet, and that's not me putting down any other race. But my thing is, there are no excuses for us, y'all. All these things that we're trying to talk about as excuses is not. And the thing is, we can fix this shit. It's up to us to bring our community back together. Ain't no white man, ain't no Indian man, ain't no Asian man finna get us together and fix our community. That's on us. So it's like, take accountability. See what we can do to fix our own shit before we go, well, we need them to fix this. We need that person to fix that. This person did this to us. Okay. Moving the fuck forward, how we gonna do it? How we gonna get shit done? And that's the kind of people I want to surround myself with. Those are the type of mindsets that I want in my circle, because it's action over anything else. It's determination over anything else. Is our own power. Is that over anything else. I'm tired of excuses. You either want it or you don't. If you want it, come my way. I'm with the shit. I want it. I'm hungry. I want it. There just aren't any excuses, guys. It's not. Like I said before, you can only help those who want to be helped.